Yeah, hi Andrew. First of all, Lauren sustained that injury to her right thumb, and we're at the moment assessing her, and we'll hopefully have some more news, over certainly over the next 24 hours. But at the moment, it's a little bit too early to give anything solid on that one. With the other players, Brooke now is sorry.
Sorry.
Brooke now will be rejoining the group tomorrow and be with us, travelling to Christchurch. Maddie Green is still just a little bit of a work on for us to come back, hopefully for those two games, the two warm-up games, but she's making good progress. Leah Tahuhu, again with her leg injury, we're quite pleased now that she came through a very quite a rigorous running session this morning, and we're happy that she's going to be fit and able to join and play in those warm-up games.
Okay, and just the other one I'll ask is, we saw a lot of drop catches again today.
Yeah, that's certainly a work on for us. I think that in many ways, as we know, it's a cliche, but it is catches win matches. I think we had an excellent chance there when we Harmanpreet was playing very well, and we had a drop in the deep. So that was quite a turning point, I thought, in the game. And it certainly is a work on for us. We work hard on our catching, as you well know, which resulted in a couple of injuries. In the fielding practice that we had the other day, but it's something that we will be continuing to work on, and it was disappointing that we dropped so many in the series.
Cool, I'll jump in. G'day Bob, Elliot here from News Talk CB. Do you take much out of this final game as a whole, given you've taken the series 4-1. What do you take out of perhaps a loss as a finishing note?
Yeah, I think, Elliot, what I take out of it is that we're able to score over 250 runs again. This is something that we haven't been able to do consistently over the last certainly 18 months or so, or in fact 2 years. So I was very pleased from that side of things. Were we 10, 15 short? Possibly. I think again that we created the chances to possibly win the game, and as I say, a real work on for us is to work on our fielding and to get that right. But apart from that, I thought again India played particularly well today, and congratulations for them winning today's game.
In terms of Amelia Kerr, she seems in some touch at the moment. Can you just talk to that and the impact that she might be able to have on this tournament on home soil?
Oh, I think she's playing exceptionally well. She's got a game nicely sorted out, and the way she's played every bowler that we've played against has been exceptional. And she's particularly disappointed that she couldn't notch up another 100. But I suppose any coach would take 450s on the bounce plus 100.
And in terms of, I know you've got warm-up games coming over the next couple of days in Lincoln and that sort of thing. What's your next few days mapped out like as you get into this World Cup? Yeah,
travel day tomorrow, and then we'll be back into it on Saturday with training, preparing for the first warm-up game against Pakistan, and it's actually ideal. I mean, what a great series this has been for both teams, really, to be able to play in Queenstown, which is quite an exceptional place to be in New Zealand, and we're very grateful not just to the people in Queenstown but also to New Zealand cricket for allowing us this opportunity. And now we head to the World Cup, and we head with full confidence, having won a series. I think that's my first series win, and so I'm quite delighted that we go into the World Cup this way.
Just last one from me, just on that, a series win, do you feel a lot better about the prospects of what's coming in the next few weeks than you did at the start of the series?
Well, I think we'd worked particularly hard, Elliot. As you know, I talk about England a lot, where we didn't quite get over the line there, haven't played very well, and I'm pleased with the way that we've approached these games, and it's been a good series, a hard series, but a very good one for us, and delighted to have come away with the win, and looking forward, of course, now to the Cricket World Cup. We were able to travel to a number of places in our own country, home country, and it'll be really something to look forward to.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Hello, Bob. This is Gomesh from India.
Hi, Gomesh.
Just following up on the previous question. Just following up on the previous question. Since 2020, a lot of series results have been gone New Zealand's way, but never did it seem like you were flustered or down and out. But it almost seemed like the management always knew what they were doing. There was work going on behind the scenes, building up to the home event. Could you talk us about the kind of work that has gone behind the scenes in the last 12, 16 months, despite the series results not going your way?
Well, I think we've played England twice. We've played South Africa. We've now played Australia twice as well. We've played India in a series. All quality teams and all teams who'll be pushing hard at the World Cup. So it's been a good run for us, even in these trying times. I suppose with COVID, we've been able to keep on playing, and we've been delighted to do that. And certainly I can't fault how all our coaching staff and support staff have worked hard. I think we're a fitter team now than what we've ever been, thanks to our Scott Wren, our S&C. He's done an amazing job there, and also with our physio, who's kept a lot of our girls on the park, which has been great. So I'm really happy where we are, and it's been a tough 2 years, but it's been a very enjoyable one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bob. Priya Nagi this side from India.
Hi.
My question is, what are the positive takeaways for you from this series, especially beating a quality team like India just ahead of World Cup?
I think the positives again is the way we've batted. We have played very well. We've chased targets, and in the first game of the series we set targets. So that was good, and also in Game 4, which was obviously a reduced game. So I'm particularly pleased with the way we've batted and the amount of runs that we've scored. I think our work on is still very much to look at our bowling. What's our best balance? How do we get there? I'm pleased with how our spinners bowled today. And again on a very good pitch in Queenstown. So I think all in all, we've got a lot to take away, and as well as a winning series, it's always nice to get that sort of confidence, that self-belief, and I think we've had a real change in our mindset, the way we've played the game.
Also, one last thing, will you tinker with the batting order, or the way the positions that have been given to players are fixed now?
I think all the time you're looking to make sure that you get the right batting order. We obviously moved Sophie Devine to opening, which I think was a real plus for us, and also it proved that way because Maddie Green, Lauren Down scored some exceptional runs coming in at 5 and 6. So I'm delighted with how that worked, and but again, as we go through the World Cup, it may need a little bit of tweaking, so to speak, but generally I think we've got our batting order pretty much sorted.
Thank you. Good luck for the World Cup.
Thank you very much.
Bob, Sudarshan here. I wanted to know what the inclination of the New Zealand team is. Are Maddie Green, Lauren Down and Brooke Halliday fighting for 2 spots, or is it, do you kind of shoot in Brooke Halliday because of a left-hander, and then Down and Maddie Green change spots? How does that work in the middle order?
I think that's a very good question, and of course what it is now, it becomes quite a selection headache. With Maddie and Lauren all doing well, and in the past Brooke has done very well. She had a nice little tour of England, but she is a left-hander. It does give us a slight point of difference, as does Amy Satterthwaite, being a left-hander as well. So it's a nice little headache to have, and something that I'm certainly going to have to pay some attention to.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, Bob. Nehal here from India.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. So my question is really, the White Ferns have over the last few years been known as a team of exceptional individuals, always pointed out as role models as how you conduct yourself on the field, but maybe not the best cricketers in terms of the potential that this team has had. Has this really been an area of focus, is to not just be outstanding people and be really nice people as most New Zealanders are, but also really be the best cricketers, that you can be a little bit of a change in mindset that you referred to?
Well, I think it's very nice of you to say that New Zealand are exceptional people. I would have to agree with that. And on the other side of it is, I sort of don't look at just that we've been 2 or 3 players. I think we've now built a team that is capable of doing well at the World Cup, and obviously we want to win the World Cup. So I think we've now got an all-round team all the way down. We've got the right balance in our spinners, in our seamers, and I think we've built a very strong batting lineup right the way through. We talk about Leah Tahuhu and Jess Kerr, who are both very dynamic players when they come in at the end, and both capable of hitting the ball out the park. So it has been, as you say, it has been quite a long period for us of 2.5 years of preparing. But of course, the World Cup was postponed for a year, but I'm delighted it's now going to take place. And that year, I think we've made full use of it. It's helped us in many ways. It certainly helped us become closer as a team, playing in the COVID times, and I think our whole team morale and just our culture is right up there.
And just to follow up on that, the results over the last year or so haven't been great. So how hard has it been to really build belief? Because you can only sort of get that from winning, but at the same time, it seemed that belief was there going into the series despite the results not being there.
Yeah, I think we've played. We can look at we've played England and Australia, a number of times during that period. And Australia, we shouldn't forget, had that amazing record of 26 games, I think, in a row winning. So they beat everybody. And England, they're the present world champions, of course. So we shouldn't forget that. So playing against those has really helped us establish and look at ourselves in a hard way. Were we expected to beat them? Well, I don't like that word anyway. But every game we went out to, we wanted to beat them. And I think we learned a lot as we went through all the games against them. And I think we brought a lot of that here to the games, to this series against India. And obviously delighted that we were able to get our first series win in 2 years.
Last couple, Bobby.
Thank you. All the way to the World Cup.
Thank you very much.
Anisha, Kalyani, then Ananya to finish.
I'm good, Jim. Thanks.
Anisha, should I go with my question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Kia ora, Bob. In
Kia ora.
the series, you have seen the ground fielding and running between the wickets has been exceptional from the white ones. My question is that have you guys have some kind of deal with proclaimers that you are going to cover those first 500 miles for them, or something like that? Because the outfield has, with the running between the wickets, has been exceptional. Some thoughts on that?
Thank you. Yes. Well, our running between the wickets has been a work on for us over the last 2 years. We've managed to run ourselves out a few times, but I have to say in this series, it has been very good, and it's something we talk about a lot. We talk about running every run hard, but also recognising what is an actual run, whether it's rotation of strike or whether we're running to the boundary. So I've been very pleased with our running between the wickets. As I say, I alluded to the fact that we are a fitter team, and I believe that we are a very fit team now, and I think that's going to help us move forward into this World Cup. Certainly helps with our ground fielding, during this series. Unfortunately, being fit hasn't perhaps helped with our catching, so in some ways I've got to work on that one.
Thank you, and all the best for the World Cup.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Bob. This is Ananya from here.
Hi, how are you?
Congrats on the series win, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sophie briefly touched upon the pressures that come with a tournament like the World Cup, especially playing at home. How have you as a coaching staff kind of addressed that, and how do you hope to keep a kind of relaxed atmosphere within the team? Because that's something that's really stood out, that it looks like everyone's really comfortable with where they're at.
Yeah, I like the question in the sense that it's we are playing at a home World Cup. We have discussed it a lot about what it brings, but I think also it brings us a lot of enjoyment. You've seen the way we've played this series. I think we've played with a smile on our faces. Even today, I think we have to really enjoy the talent that we saw on show from both teams, not just our own team, but also the quality of the India team as well. And we will approach this World Cup with, we want to do a few things. Obviously, we want to win. We will play hard. But there's also another side of it, and the other side of it is to enjoy the whole experience. We're going to be travelling quite a bit as the home team, so we go to a lot of cities and towns, and that's exciting for us. So really looking forward to that. And what we'll do to keep that sort of energy going, well, if you've ever been in a White Ferns team room, somebody will be singing. Not myself, but the girls will be singing all the time, and they have a lot of fun. So we'll do a lot of that and really enjoy our time.